Hi, this is Graham Standish. I'm back again this week, to talk to you about gratitude. And I especially want to talk to you about how gratitude is life building. And again, I brought Rory here with me to talk about this because, well, who can't be grateful when looking at that? Although I'm not sure she's going to actually stick through this whole video. Anyway, I want to talk to you about gratitude as life building, not only for you, but also for others. Because when we are grateful, it doesn't just create energy for our lives, but it builds life in others. In the very first video, I mentioned the 4 women who had made an influence on me in my life. And what made them influential not only for me, but for others, is that they gave life to other people. When people were around them, they felt better about their lives. And we can have that same influence on others. One of the reasons I became executive director at Samaritan was because it was a place I had been actually referring people to for 25 years before I came there. And it's because it has therapists there who actually move people by focusing on their strengths and helping them to do better by pointing people not just to what was wrong in their lives, but what can be right in their lives. You know, it's not just counseling centers, but also, I don't know whether you know this, but businesses that are like this, that have a sense of gratitude, are also businesses that retain workers longer, that are more productive, and actually tend to pay better, and cultures that are more positive, where people appreciate each other. They do better over cultures where people are just depreciated. You know, I want you to think about you and what it's like when you're around people who are positive. Have you noticed that the life they give you is positive? What about when you're with cynical people, pessimistic people? Have you noticed that actually they suck life out of us? You've all been in one of those conversations with somebody who is just crabbing about this or crabbing about that, where they're angry about this, angry about that. And as they talk, they get more and more energized, and it seems like they're just getting this new life, and meanwhile you feel drained because they're sucking life out of you instead of giving life to you. I want you to think about those people in your life who make you feel better. Because they're positive, because they're grateful, because they have gratitude. When you're around them, you gain energy. Here's the thing I want you to really think about as we end this month's talks on gratitude. We all have a choice of how we're going to live. And our choice isn't necessarily conditioned by the way our life has been. We can still make choices of how we want to live. And the question is, will we be cynical? Will we be pessimistic? Will we look for what's wrong all the time? Or will we make the choice to be people who are grateful and hopeful and life-giving? It takes intention, and it takes discipline, and it takes a sense of will to make the choice to be grateful. But the choice is there in every moment. I spoke with someone recently I hadn't seen in about 30 years. And she told me about an interaction she and I had 30 years ago. She told me about how she had been struggling back then, and how many people in her life, from teachers to friends to parents, had just criticized her. And she said to me, Graham, when I came and talked to you, you talked to me about how good I was. You talked to me about what I could be. And she said it made a difference because she made a decision then to take this on for her life. And she said she noticed that her relationships began to change, that the way she held herself began to change. She said it even over time began to change the way she ate and the way she lived. And she began telling me about herself and her children and about what was positive in her life. And she said it was because someone in her life, and I wasn't the only one, because she then went on to tell about other people who made this kind of difference for her, how they helped her to change and to see what's good. As we close this month's focus on living a fruitful life, I hope you'll take serious consideration on how you can live a grateful life. And thank you for spending this time with me.